Welcome to Topple Uncaged. I'm Steve Topple and you're locked on to the UK's hottest politics and music podcast. Each week I bring you the rawest takes on the big stories making the news, always joined by a very special guest. Then I pleasure your mind, body and soul with the freshest, most banging international music going.
Uncaged.
Let's play. Let's express my feelings on this.
Jahmiel.
Yeah. Girl, you my love, now what I got him in a prefer. Tell her me not go leave and she said great man, whatever. She said me don't make it and so much girl won't give me pleasure. But so much mean nothing if me have a girl me suffer. Cause girl, you me love, you me love. What kind of heart that
I don't say this lightly, and my girlfriend moans at me because she thinks I heap too much praise on artists a lot of the time. It's only because I have the best artists on this podcast, that's why. But I do not say this lightly. This man, who is my guest today, has produced for me one of the albums of the year. It is an absolutely stunning piece of work, top quality production, brilliant arrangement, scintillating songwriting and a masterclass in vocal performance from him. But moreover, the blending of styles is absolutely fantastic, and he has in some respects created almost a style of his own. It is an absolutely stunning project, and he is quite a huge star, so I'm really, really humbled and privileged to be able to have him on the podcast to chat about a few things. It is the amazing Jahmiel is on Topple Uncaged. Jahmiel, thank you so much for coming on to do this. I've been trying to get you on for a while, actually, so I'm giving thanks that you're here today. So thank you for coming on to the show.
yeah, man, give thanks and it's a pleasure to be here, you know.
It's my pleasure to have you on. So, just briefly, I've been watching your Instagram, and you've had a mad busy summer of live performances this year. You've been quite non-stop, actually. How's the live crowds been for you this year, given that sort of dancehall and also the revival movement, sort of aside from that, is really blowing up? What have the crowds been like this year at festivals and in your sort of live shows? How's it been?
So far, all the places I've been to sold out shows. I recently got back from California alongside Conscience and Capleton, Johnny Osborne. And then I say it was a great look. I mean, I've went to Europe this year. Excellent performances, like the reception from the crowd. All the shows, like the reception from the crowd was very excellent. And, you know, I see where I have fans, people who look forward to hearing my music and know my songs word for word. So, I mean, overall, it has been great for me.
Yeah, you have. I mean, you have blown up again this year. It's been absolutely amazing to watch, and a lot of it is down to Great Man. As I said in the introduction, I mean, when I look back on sort of December the 31st at my albums of the year, Great Man is gonna have to be up there with a few other ones. It is one of the albums of the year, Jahmiel. It's an absolute masterpiece. I mean, it's your musical sort of eclecticism on it is absolutely stunning. I mean, you start off, okay, so the album opens with Thoughts and Dreams, which is this brilliant kind of ambient R&B, which almost put me in mind of the kind of Toronto sound that Drake kind of pioneered. But then you've got this afrobeat kind of percussive line going on, and then you just do this mad sing-jay throughout it. This mad sing-jay is this amazing mix of rhyming patterns, which are absolutely fantastic. You really mix up what you're doing on this track. It's absolutely brilliant. And then throughout the album, you've kind of tinged sort of elements of dancehall with sort of electronica as well. It's kind of like this electronic vibe that's going on. And then you sort of throw me off because you throw in sort of dancehall electronic love songs like Don't Wanna Lose You and Treasure, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of like, wow, that's different. You then introduce elements of R&B with kind of, again, these Afrobeat tinges with like Times to Remember and sort of an R&B mix with dancehall, and again, there's sort of electronic stuff going on with Should I mean, the whole project is just musically, it's mind-blowing. It is. And I don't say this like what? Why are you laughing, Jahmiel? I don't say this lightly. It is.
Yeah.
Because
It's just a great feeling to hear what you have to say about the whole project, you know. At the end of the day, I'm just being myself on the tracks, and to see how people receive it is definitely a great feeling. Like, I mean, I feel good about, the reception,
You should be. You
because
should be.
you have to remember, yeah, you have to remember that I'm doing what I love, and to see people love it the way I do, that's a great feeling.
I'm
you
pleased.
know,
I'm glad. I'm
you gotta
glad.
you gotta remember it's a gamble. It's a gamble. You're doing what you love, but it doesn't have to be a thing where everybody's gonna take on to. But so far, I've been getting a lot of positive response. Yeah.
No, absolutely, and it is. I'm kind of bouncing up and down with excitement because it is. It's a genius project. It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I mean, did this kind of did Great Man come about naturally, or was it kind of an intentional move to do, because it's your debut album, and was it an intentional move to create something so eclectic and undefinable? Was it intentional, or was this just you being natural and this is how your music's come out, as it were?
Definitely, I'm always being natural, just like the interview speaking to you. None of my answers are planned, so I was just being myself, and I'm a versatile artist, so it has to be something where once I like the rhythm, then I'm gonna bring out whatever I feel, and that's what happened. I got a few rhythms, and I choose the one I like, choose the ones I like, and then I mean, after hearing the beats, then the concept come. Sometimes the melody come before the concept. Sometimes the concept come before the melody. Because sometimes I might go through a situation and I want to sing about it, and then the right rhythm come along, and then I want to put the concept on it. Then the melody comes and follow through. You get me? But it was all natural though. Like, got the rhythms, feel it, and put the energy on it. What I get from the rhythm.
Yeah, and that it comes through that it's natural, to be honest, because sometimes when you have artists that want to kind of, I don't know, mash
And
up.
listen, the next thing too, a lot of people don't know. I'm not the type of artist who has to use a book and a pen. Like, I don't work like that. I'm the type of artist to go inside the studio, feel the beat, and what comes to mind, I put it on the beat. Like, I don't write music. I freestyle. Like, I just go in the studio and sing from my heart. You understand? And then, I mean, pen and paper, that's too slow for me. I'm too quick when it comes to making music. I'm not being boastful or anything, but it's just the truth. Like, people who have experienced jamming in the studio know that I'm a beast when it comes to making music. Like, I do that, quick.
I love that, and then you actually you sort of you said what I was going to say. Actually, you can tell when some artists, as you say, sort of put pen and paper down and think about, right, well, I'm going to do a roots kind of soul mashup, and this is what I want to produce, and this is how it's going to sound. You can tell something, because then it sounds really forced. Whereas everything on Great Man does sound completely natural, and I don't know if I like it when artists intentionally kind of take two styles of music and force it together because that's what they want to do. Do you know what I mean? I think it's not always, it doesn't always work. Whereas everything on Great Man has worked perfectly, and I think that is down to the fact that you have been natural, and you literally just go into the studio, as you say, and create. I suppose create just there and then. I mean, as I said, it's really hard. It's really, really hard to define you musically. You can't box anything.
Yeah, that's why I call my music Jahmiel, because I
Oh, is
really do
it?
what I feel. Yeah, because I do what I feel. And honestly, like, sometimes I fuse different beats together and make it to what I have as perfection for me, and then I will find the right melody once I'm feeling the beat. So it has nothing to do with me being a reggae artist or dancehall artist or none of that. Like, I'm just a musical being. You get me?
No, but exactly. I like Jahmiel music. I love it. I think that's perfect because that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, because really and truly, I do me. You understand what
Yeah.
I feel? 'Cause, I mean, it's all about the feeling. If you can't feel it, then where is the emotions to put on the beat? You get me? Because I mean, people have to feel you. You understand me? People have to feel it because remember, you're talking to the people with music, and feeling is a universal language. That's why even if someone doesn't speak your language, they can feel it, feel the music because of the right melodies and the emotions you put out. Because emotion is a universal language. You understand?
Mm.
So that's what I do. It's all about the feeling for me, and I put it across and the beats. You know.
Yeah, that absolutely comes across. I mean, where does this kind of musical diversity and this musical eclecticism with you? Where does this come from? Because there's so many influences on Great Man. I mean,
I think it. I think it comes from the love of music. Like I don't listen one kind of music. Like I'm a music lover. I listen to all genres. Like
hmm.
I'm the type of artist that go on YouTube and listen to country, pop music, R&B, souls, you name it. Like I just love music.
No, absolutely, and especially sort of soul really comes through in your voice. I mean, you've had some phenomenal success over the years. I was going through your back catalogue, and some of the hits you've had on YouTube, my friend. I mean, absolutely huge successes, and you have such a good loyal fan base as well, as you were saying in at the beginning of the show about how the reaction to you performing live this year. I mean, just take us back to the beginning, Jahmiel. Where did this musical journey start out for you? What's the path that you've been on to get to this point, 2019, Great Man? What's your journey been like to get here?
All right, so I can take it back as far as age 4. So for me, music is an inborn thing. Like I was born with that talent, born with the love for music. Cause I mean, at age 4, I can't remember much at age 4, but my dad said I was always making my own rhymes. You understand? And I know at that time I didn't know what I wanted to do,
Mm.
as a person. So for me, having the love for music at that time, I definitely was born to do it. And I mean, age 7, I can remember doing my first live performance. I mean, it continued from there where age 12, I recorded my first single and started doing music professionally, like going to different shows and performing, doing my first music video at age 12 also. My first official single, my first ever song I wrote was at age 12
At
and
12?
recorded. Yeah, and
Wow.
recorded at that time also. I mean, it was 2015 now when I did Gain the World.
Yeah.
Like things got on a different level, you know. That song was the song that brought me to the world, like touring, and that was my first hit song, So it all started from me loving music from a tender age and stick with the dream.
Yeah, no, so I can't I can't believe you released your first song and wrote your first song at age 12. That's amazing. Wow. That is quite something. I mean, just I'm also really interested in the fact that okay, so on Great Man there's obvious kind of elements of dancehall mixed in with it, but you've done what the few artists are able to do this, Jahmiel, and one of them who has done it, and he did it exceptionally well, was Bay C, where he's had a career in dancehall, and then last year he blew everyone out of the water and blew me out of the water by releasing this it's brilliant conscious album from Bay C, Holy Temple. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's absolutely fantastic project from Bay C.
Yeah, no, BS from what? TOK.
From TOK, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know him. I haven't listened to the album though.
It's
Okay.
absolutely it's fucking brilliant album, and really conscious and completely different to everything he did with TOK. But he's crossed over from dancehall into more conscious music, and you've done that a lot on Great Man with some of the tracks, and I want to talk about one of the tracks specifically
To
in a
me,
couple of minutes.
dancehall. I mean, dancehall can be conscious music. It all depends on the artist doing
Mm.
the music. Cause me, I do dancehall music, but I still keep my context clean.
Mm.
And keep the concepts, motivational. So it all depends on the type of artist.
If you want to go and grab yourself a tea, coffee, drink, or any other kind of refreshment, do so now, because me and Jahmiel will be back with more chat in just a few seconds. I was chatting to the guys from Third World the other day. Actually, I had them on the podcast last week, and they were saying that they feel that a lot of sort of, especially dancehall artists who are kind of in the corporate kind of world when it comes to dancehall, need to take a bit more responsibility for the fact that their music is reaching sort of millions and millions of people, and maybe consider more whether the messages they're getting across are the right messages. I mean, do you think maybe more dancehall artists needs to kind of follow yours and Basie's lead by sort of thinking about the message and the sort of conscious elements of the music that they're creating and and what they could do and the sort of influence they could have, positive influence they could have with their music? Is it something we could see from more dancehall artists, do you think?
At the end of the day, that's me and artists like Basie's job to do. Like, we see the world in a different light, so we bring across that in our music. I mean, other artists are expressing themselves and of what they see and how they see life. So at the end of the day, when I do a certain kind of music, then people is gonna see the difference that, oh, this is the right thing to do. After hearing a certain kind of song that is pushing a certain kind of message, because that's how you're gonna know the difference when one person is doing a certain kind of music and the other person is doing a certain kind of music, you know. So every all music play their role.
Yeah. No, I think that's very true.
You know, because at the end of the day, if someone is not seeing life from your perspective, how are you gonna make them do what you are doing? You have to just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully it will inspire them to do the same. But I mean, that's just what they are seeing right now, and they are bringing across, putting that message in their music. Because at the end of the day, it's working, and then you have other people who see life like them and gravitating to it. But here is Jahmiel now and other artists who sees it different and pushing our music to inspire people also, you know, in a positive way. You get me?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the other interesting thing, you know, with Great Man, that it's a really, really, really positive album. It just exudes kind of this positivity comes across from the whole project, and it's really sort of apparent that that's part of maybe what you're aiming to do with Great Man. I mean, is that important to you to have such sort of almost inspirational messages in your music and to keep it so positive?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, life is just for living, and I don't see why I should. We have one life to live, you understand? And I don't see why I should not live it in a good way, you know. And me having the talent and having the talent to do music, I mean, and having a commanding voice, I don't see why I shouldn't be, you know, motivating people with my music. So it's about like knowing wrong from right. That's where it started, you know, me being a positive individual. Like, I always try to put a positive solution in anything, you understand? And then it end up being in the music also.
What?
Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about me being the kind of person I am, you know, humble, you know, we believe in a good over evil, and then I mean the same message end up getting into the music.
No, and it does, and it comes through. I mean, especially one of the standout tracks, not just musically, but also because of the content, was Burning Down. I mean, it's absolutely strong messages in there, both political and social, and then packaged up musically absolutely brilliantly. I mean, it's this amazing track, Jahmiel. Really, really powerful piece of work. I mean, is that track and sort of other tracks with messages, you say obviously you want your music to be overly positive and to sort of it's where you're coming from. I mean, what motivates you to make tracks like Burning Down and to be this positive kind of force within the music industry? What motivates you to do that?
What motivates me to do that? I think, for me, it's a inborn thing. It's a inborn thing. I think I was just born to do what I'm doing.
Mm.
Understand? Because it feels right. It feels right to me, and then that's what I bring across into the music. Like it's about me knowing what's right from what's wrong, and bring it across in the music, and then the love of the people, like wanting to help people. Like that's my thing, like wanting to help people. So I just use my music as a tool to do so. You understand? Help them, whether it's monetarily doing what I do, music, or spiritually with
Mm.
my words. You understand me? It's about helping people, but the motivation is definitely, um I was born this way.
It absolutely comes through
So
in what you
so
do.
yeah, it wasn't a specific situation that made me um took on this part in life. You understand?
No, absolutely, and it shines through in music again. It's just so natural, Jahmiel. It comes through as if that is you, and it's not a front. It's not like a character you've created. It really, the whole project comes across completely natural, as I keep
Yeah,
saying.
it's not. Yeah, it's no game. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I like what he's doing and I'm gonna follow his footsteps. It's nothing like that. It's coming from within. You understand me?
Mm. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because a lot of people, you have a lot of fake people because they see a certain kind of music working for someone, then they want to take on the same path, but really and truly they are not that within themselves. You understand?
Hmm.
That's why you have wolf in sheep clothing now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you're spot on, and I just want to ask you actually because I had Taurus Riley on last week on the podcast as well, and obviously you did this fantastic track on the album "Good Vibes" with him. It's brilliant. Again, all mix of styles.
Yeah, yeah.
He's now a friend of the show because he came on the other week. He is so much fun. He was amazing. He's just got this real
I mean,
energy.
I was in the studio. Jordan from Chin Records started playing the rhythm, and Taurus was like, out of nowhere, and he's like, yo, I'm ready, and he went into the booth, did his thing, and I'm like, all right, let's get it done, and that's how that happened,
That sounds like yeah.
that was a freestyle also.
Was
Taurus did his
it?
thing right. Taurus really did his thing right there in studio, and I did the same.
That's it's such a good track, and that's amazing. And there's just you know you get off that track, just it's massive energy. It does good vibe. Does exactly what it says on the tin, Jahmiel, because it's just you want to bounce around the room. It's just as brilliantly positive, and I love the fact it was freestyle. It's absolutely brilliant. But Taurus was amazing. I mean, are there any other kind of artists that you haven't worked with yet who you'd like to? Anyone you'd think, yeah, I'd really love to do something with that person.
Who know? Like, I like Chronic's music.
Hmm.
Chronic's, who else? There's so many great artists out there. It's really hard to choose just a few.
You and Chronics
And
would
I
be
mean,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. And then you have, it can be any artist, right?
Yeah, whoever you want.
Yeah. Well, my love Rihanna.
Now that would be I like Rihanna. I think she's brilliant. I think she's great, and that would be that. Now that would be a track, Jahmiel. That would be absolutely fantastic. You and Rihanna, because
Yeah,
she's gone really kind of reggae this year, anyway, hasn't she? She's gone kind of
yeah. I heard that she's gonna drop a dancehall album.
yeah, apparently so. Yeah, she's moving back to where it all started, and I think yeah, you and Rihanna, right? We'll have to see if that has to happen, Jahmiel. We have to see
Well,
if you can't
cause
arrange that.
I mean, as you know, I'm a very versatile artist. So if me and Rihanna is gonna be on a track, I'll know how to adjust to that. Cause she
Exactly.
do a lot of pop music, but Jahmiel can adjust to anything. You get me? The world just don't know as yet, but I'm very versatile. You know.
You're doing a really good pitch of setting out why you should do a track with Rihanna. Love it.
Yeah, man.
And you are.
Definitely.
And the world does need to know what a versatile and amazing artist you are. I mean, it's hard. So, I mean, Great Man debut album. I mean, where do you go from here? Because, like I keep saying, it's such an amazing project, and my kind of gut reaction is, okay,
Yeah.
so if this is an introduction to you, what the hell are you going to do next? Because where are you going from here, Jahmiel? Because it's just, I mean,
Well,
where do you go next?
honestly, my belief is limitless. You know, like there's no limit to how I think. There's no limit to success for me. Like, I mean, it's beyond the stars, beyond the sky, you know? Like, I'm just always pushing forward because that's what it's about, you know, pushing forward no matter what. So it's all about forward from here, like moving forward and, you know, try to create bigger and bigger opportunities, get my music, and, you know, bigger and bigger platforms. Like, there's no limit to it. Like this is what I live for, doing music. So I'm just gonna try and, you know, put it on the highest level there is, you know.
Amazing, and you're just so positive, and I think that's absolutely, especially in a world where there's so much negative stuff going on, it is absolutely fantastic to have someone like you who is this
Yeah,
positive.
I mean, it's really hard to not get influenced by all that's happening too. So, you know, I give thanks for a firm like mentality and not being easily influenced because most people get caught up because they're easily influenced. So, at the end of the day, that's what my music is there for, to show them that, yo, good people still exist, and, you know, humble people still exist, and, you know, there's many other ways to live your life than just being negative, you understand? And there's many other ways to make it, you know.
Yeah, I think it's really, really, really important that we have people like you out there. Just to wrap up, Jahmiel, I mean, what's in store for the rest of 2019? We're sort of towards the end of kind of festival season now. What are you up to for the rest of the year?
Well, I mean, I have a few shows coming up, and then you know, I'm really focusing on the album right now, like doing more visuals from the for the songs on the album, you know. And I mean, that's what the fans can look forward to, like more visuals, because I have a lot of music out there at the moment. So it's more like doing videos so the people can, you know, get a better understanding of the songs. 'Cause, you know, sometimes when you do the videos, like people get a better picture of what you're saying. So that's the next move for me.
No, yeah, and I mean the videos you've released so far are absolutely brilliant as well. Like Don't Wanna Lose You, it's a stunning video.
Yeah, and I just released another video from a track from the album. It's called A-OK.
Oh, I've seen it. Yes, yeah. I'll put the link in the show notes to it.
Yeah, that's the most recent one from the album. And I
And
mean,
and that's another one. I watched it the other day, and I was like,
Yeah,
again, I'm kind of bouncing around. It's just so positive.
yeah, nice, right?
Yeah.
Positive and happy vibe.
It is.
Yeah, man, and it's the reception on that song is very great. Like people, like recently I asked, yo, what's your favorite track from the Great Man album? Like majority of the people said A-OK. I'm like, wow.
Excellent.
A lot of people listen to the album also, you know.
No, definitely. If you'd asked me that question, Jahmiel, I could not have answered, to be honest. So because
I mean, you have a lot of people who have more than one. I mean, you still have people who love A-OK, but they still naming a few other songs from the album. So it's not a one song thing. Like, you have people who have multiple favorites, you know.
No, absolutely. I can pin one track down. But as I said, Jahmiel, the whole project is absolutely fantastic. It will go down as one of the albums of this year, I have to say. And it has been such a pleasure to speak to you. I was so excited to be able to discuss the project with you.
Likewise.
And you have just got such a positive energy. It is you've made my day now speaking to you. It's really put a massive smile on my face, Jahmiel. So I thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to speak to you, Jahmiel. Thank you for coming on.
Give thanks, Steve, and protect your energy, surround yourself with positive energy as always.
Word to that, Jahmiel. For the minute, thank you so much, Jahmiel. Do you know what I took away from that interview with Jahmiel? He is an absolutely authentic artist. I believe every word he says when he's saying that he is just reflecting himself and how he feels about the word, and it just comes out in both his music and his passion for it as well. Great man. It's an absolutely stunning piece of work. As I repeatedly said, it's my album of the year, or one of my albums of the year. It really is a must-have. All the links to it will be in the show notes. But here's a taster of it. It's probably one of the strongest tracks from the album, both musically and lyrically. This is Jahmiel with Burning Down. Check it out, Jahmiel, Burning Down.
What's living without doing the right thing, yeah? Without contributing to make things better. They're trying to keep us under while your bridge is burning down, down, down. My head is above the waters. They thought I would have drowned. Them try to come my freedom, but I'm still alive. Still know the wrong from right. Still willing to fight the fight. Never bout with them system. Though when I pour them love for criticize. You create the problem and go on like you're innocent. Thought the truth, them want to take your strength. But the truth are the truth, and the truth will never die. Generation to generation, we rise. They're trying to keep us under while your bridge is burning down, down, down. My head is above the waters. They thought I would have drowned, drowned. What you a go do when your own guns turn on you? Or get a taste of your own curfew? Decades we are hear the same thing, it still not come true. You're playing a game, but that game's for two. The people versus you. Hey. They're trying to keep us under while your bridge is burning down, down, down. My head is above the waters. They thought I would have drowned, drowned. Why you have a problem with validity when all you promote are negativity? Only way out with longevity is living in love, positivity. When I need no one to see for me, it's clear to see them enough of it. Don't be surprised if them go for me, but words never die luckily. They're trying to keep us under while your bridge is burning down, 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 down. My head is above the waters. They thought I would have drowned, drowned, drowned.
And that's it. Another very special episode of Topple Uncaged is done. I'd like to thank my fantastic guest, the incredible Jahmiel. Follow him on Twitter. It's at the Great Jahmiel. As always, behind the scenes, thank you to the love of my life, the gorgeous Nicola Jeffrey. Follow her on Twitter. It's at Nicola C. Jeffrey. My man behind the booth, sound engineer Gav Force. Follow him on Twitter. It's at Pause with AC Radio. And my in-house singer, it's Ray Star Music. Follow her on Twitter. It's at Ray_Star113. Thank you to the Canary for uncaging me. I will see you again soon.
Uncaged.